Feature Friday.
The freshest.
Hi, exciting stuff. I love it when you guys send me stuff like this because it is fun.
We actually heard a cover of them in Spanish, right? BGYO Do, was it Un Año or something like that by Camilo?
Was it Camilo that they covered?
I don't know.
Sebastian Yatra?
I don't know. I can't remember
Something like that. But they covered a popular song. I think it's Sebastian Yatra.
And it was, it was a good cover. I felt like they spoke in Spanish.
And it was a perfectly great cover. I mean,
and my guess was that they actually would resonate really well, in South America and sort of the Latin sort of scene, music scene. And look, here we go. I think that's their title track.
This is their debut track.
That's
this
The
is
Light.
their debut track, The Light. But they did a Spanish version of it.
So I don't know what to expect here because it's pop and Spanish pop is in my favorite genre. Funnily enough,
I agree.
So and this is very pop. So let's give it a watch. Let's give it a little review.
Let's have a listen.
So you in Terminator.
Composed by Rogan
Didak.
Didank. Translated by Erio Garcia. See, but interesting. Right off the bat, you're hearing Spanish-like pronunciations, not Latin.
No, castellano.
Yeah, not Latin. Spanish influenced. This is fun.
Okay.
This track is fire though.
En el mundo que vivimos, los problemas nos atacan ya. Odio, crímenes, violencia. No queremos, no más.
Dude, it's like I'm in Spain. It's kind of wild. Okay,
It's
continue.
like a Spanish pop band.
It is.
Viendo mi camino y del mundo un lugar mejor. Sueña en grande y sé valiente. Y así podrás cambiar. Sigue aguantando de vuelta en la oscuridad. Tu cambio en vida. Lucha para conquistarlo. Hey, sigue la luz brillante.
Sigue la luz es brillante.
What did it say? Sigue la luz es brillante.
Yeah, sigue la luz es brillante.
You know what? It's very hard, I must say. It must be fucking impossible to translate a song, fit it into the same beat, and it sound good. I think it sound like it was originally made to be there.
I know
It must be impossible to do.
I actually can't. To be perfectly honest, I'm listening to it knowing that it's BGYO.
It sounds like a completely different group.
But I'm listening to it and I'm like, I can't picture the guys. I have to see it. I have to see it in person. I don't know.
It's such a mindfuck because I expect them to speak in Tagalog.
I know, and the thing is, their pronunciation is so clean, is so finished really, really nicely.
Oscuridad was perfectly said.
It's great. They honestly, I feel like I'm in Spain for like a fraction of feel like I'm reviewing Spanish music from Spain and
Spanish pop. Yes.
Yeah, it is kind of like wild. My brain is having a hard time comprehending that these are Filipino guys.
Akira, he's got like Japanese influence.
Oh yes, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because that name.
Yes.
Cool. Well, he probably finds it easy to pick certain words. I would imagine.
I don't think they had such a hard time as we think they did.
Didn't think they had that
because honestly, from personal experience, I find Tagalog and Spanish so freaking similar in the way they pronounce so many things.
Have you tried different dialects like Visayan?
No, I haven't yet.
Right.
I did dabble a little bit in like Chavacano, but that's like way too easy.
Right.
From speaking Spanish, doing the transition
to
Chavacano.
That's for the Maldita
it's
cover.
So
right?
much. It's so easy. Like I really had no trouble at all.
Yeah.
Well,
Walucha is working on...
I say that. I don't know what the actual pronunciation is actually like.
For a bit of fun, we thought it might be fun to do a Chavacano cover, and obviously that Maldita song is very popular and stuff. So Vale's working on that with McCoy.
Yay! McCoy.
So we're working on that and
fun stuff.
Yeah, because I'm really interested to see them maybe because obviously did like Pau Valle, right, and that with the right guidance, it didn't seem to be too hard to pronounce. I don't.
Yeah.
It seemed it wasn't pronounced too badly, right?
Yeah, I think you guys gave me pretty good feedback, and
So hopefully in the if
I
you
didn't
do
murder anything that bad.
if you do another sort of song in from the Philippines, maybe it'll be in better pronunciation, hopefully. But this one, Chavacano, that was so peculiar to me because it felt like Spanish, but it's not Spanish.
But I actually didn't have a hard
Not the
time.
hardest time.
No.
Right.
But that's why I think perhaps the transition from Filipino into singing in Spanish, not actually speaking the language, but is singing in Spanish with the right guidance and like they had, obviously. It's pretty doable. It's actually quite fun as well to make the move from one thing to the other. It's really fun. Isn't it interestingly mixed though? Like the vocals are really far front.
Yep.
Like they're really forward.
Oh shit, yeah, it's a rap.
Vamos a lo alto, me pueden ver Estoy poniendo bueno, resplandeciente, siempre voy, me llaman de intendente. Ahora este es mi momento, sigue corriendo hasta el final, sin miedo, no temer, luz y estrella lo que os ve.
That was rough.
That is
That's a rough
hard. That's a
sentence.
hard line.
That's rough. Go on.
Well, yeah, that's hard.
I like that one.
Sí que la luz está brillando. Está brillante.
Estamos juntos, nuestro
No,
futuro.
luchando juntos.
Luchando juntos.
Nuestro futuro.
Okay.
So like you're fighting for your
I'm actually
better future.
not
I understand.
struggling understanding them because they're mispronouncing it. I'm misunderstanding them because the fucking track is on top of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are sections.
And I don't know if it's my speaker. I
could be
I
our
have no
speaker.
idea if it's just the mixing or that. Go on.
Speaker. It could definitely be our speaker because there are moments where the track is too far front and then there's moments where the vocals are too far front.
And this was in their album.
Yes.
Right.
So I think it was probably really well mixed,
wow, yeah,
finished product. But I think the stupid speakers are moving.
Could be, I have no idea.
They're crazy.
Nuestras promesas nunca van a cambiar. Firmeza en tu paz mental.
Paz mental.
Oscuridad y la pura verdad. Para poder sobrevolar. Na 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 na. Solo la vida es lo que hay.
¿Qué dijo?
Solo en la... Creo que dijo... ¿Put it again?
¿Qué dijo?
Solo esta vida es lo que hay.
Na 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 na.
Solo la vida es lo que hay.
Solo una vida es lo que hay. Damn.
Fuerza interior, hace presente.
I love that.
Sigue la luz brillante.
BGYO in Spanish.
I think it's certainly, what would you call it? It's certainly a nod, a tip of the hat to the Latin fans. They certainly didn't have to do this.
No.
I think it's good. I think it's certainly good to take on the challenge because, but I must emphasize, it must be fucking impossible to translate a song
Yes.
that is in a language mixed with English as well.
Yeah.
And then try and sing it in Spanish to people who are not, Spanish speakers. And I don't even think that's the problem here because we've seen them do Spanish covers, which I thought were better. But I think it's actually just impossible.
Yeah.
Like imagine, I don't know,
Oh, well,
when Monster X tried it as a piss take, where they sort of translate a song, and it's impossible to make it sound as good as the original because tempo wise and structurally wise, it was made for a specific amount of syllables for a specific amount of hits and bounces on the beat.
That's right.
So it's very difficult, and I always get a bit nervous when people attempt to do this.
Yeah.
But it's more like a tip of the hat. Like, we've tried, and thanks to our Latin fans and people who speak Spanish that also like when we spoke Spanish. I think if you approach it in that manner, it's pretty good. It's brilliant.
I think they're from a voice standpoint, and I mean voice in the sense of diction and pronunciation and delivery itself, really great, absolutely fantastic.
They're good singers. That's not what's in question here.
But but I'm not talking about the singing quality. I'm talking about the diction and the delivery, like the technicalities of it from the Spanish language standpoint. Absolutely well advised. Really, really well executed too. But then again, my brain has a hard time. I can't see BGYO doing it. Like, I don't see their faces in Spanish, because even though their voices are the same, like, in my brain, it's totally mumble jumbled by the fact.
Your voice
right?
changes as well. You're speaking of a language, doesn't
Absolutely, it changes. So there's different tonalities from. Even though Spanish and Tagalog are very twangy in it from a speaking standpoint, when you sing in Tagalog, a lot of the times you maintain that twanginess, and actually is highlighted in certain sections of songs. But in Spanish, because of the nature of the romanticized tonality to the language itself, when it's sung, the larynx tend to drop a bit more, creating a darker, more grounded sound, which can, cause a lot of trouble to somebody who naturally is really twangy in their speaking voices. Thank you. One
of your infinity stones fell off.
Thanks for putting it back.
Here's what I'd say.
I think it was
in the next ones, give them a ballad, because that way they can settle.
Yes.
And if you're gonna do this live, and I hope they do continue to do this, because I think they're essentially gonna be one of the most popular bands from the Philippines in Latin America.
Yes, absolutely.
Along the sides of, I think Inigo's, has a lot of potential for the Latin what would you call it, fans. But if you're gonna continue to do this, I feel provide songs which allows the lads to settle a bit more,
and then
that are slower.
Yeah, they can also experiment with their vocal expertise. They've got so much talent lying there. I find that higher tempo songs in smaller chunks of phrases, they're hard to settle into when you have so much vocal capability. So
because you're focusing so much, it's just pronunciation, and then you
and timing and putting things compact enough to fit into the bar.
So I'd say, if you want to commercialize it, slow reggaeton, good for them.
Yes, like
slow
CNCO.
Yeah.
Oof.
Classic ballads, brilliant for them. It's also a tip of the hat. It's a nod as well to the Latin sort of fans. What would you acoustic Hispanic music?
That opening, having the bonus track of your first title album, your debut album, as a Spanish track, it doesn't only open up the opportunities like they did, because later on they did the Sebastián Yatra, I think, cover, if I'm correct, if it's Sebastián Yatra.
Let me put us out of our misery. So.
Yeah, I think we should. But it's a great progression of things. I mean, it's setting a bar really high, so therefore whatever comes after, exceeds anybody's expectations. It's a really clever move, and I find that they're incredibly talented.
Reiki and Sebastián Yatra.
Reiki, Sebastián Yatra. So they have a really great arc. From a vocal standpoint, from a vocal delivery as well. I think
I'm glad the producers as well saw their potential as well in Spanish, because they can speak in Spanish, like they can pronounce it pretty well. So
I think it's a really interesting choice, though. I would love to know why, as a first, as a debuting group.
Because they're popular they're very popular in Brazil. They're very popular like South America was.
So they right off the bat, they decided let's branch out straight away.
Absolutely.
That's a great way to do it.
That's my hypothesis.
speculating out here, but educated guess, I suppose. But yeah, I would love to know more about them. What's next? What's happening right now to BGYO?
Yeah.
And what else we should check out next?
Goodbye.